Afternoon, everyone. Hopefully we're live now. I'm trying to sort out. There we go. It's a really weird control scheme. Evening out? Oh, well, not evening. Afternoon out. Afternoon, Steve. Afternoon, Andy. I went into a practice race just to check everything was connected. It is connected. I haven't done anything else other than that. I did get an email about the race. I hope the stream is working okay because my PC should be fine. My PC will struggle doing two things at the same time. I did get an email about the race and how it's going to work. Bear with me. Do let me know if there are issues with the quality. I've tried to get everything working so the FPS should be decent. Morning, Leapy. Hope you had a good night. Right, so Wednesday, 18th November. Race 1 at Silverstone, Race 2 at Spa, Race 3 at Austria. So that's good because those are all tracks I've done before. So let's do a practice weekend. Hang on a second. How do we do this? Let's try and do a practice weekend at Silverstone. Start new Grand Prix. I don't know what button 1 is. Okay, guessed it correctly. I hope the stream quality is going to be okay. There is a delay with the pedals as well for some reason. I've turned off all of the delay, but there will be a bit of a desync there. Who are we going to race for? Let's race for Renault. Oh, assistant settings first. I need to do that. Andy knows how to play this game. I don't. Where are they? All right, here we go. So what I tested before was the graphical settings. That hopefully should work out. I'm getting some streaming errors now. I'm not sure why. Hang on, I was uploading a video before. Let me just check if that's all done. Wait. Oh, geez. That's all done, so let's close all of that down. I probably restarted my PC. Need as much PC performance as I can get. Steering assist, we don't want that on, do we? A second. Braking assist, we don't want that on, do we? Oh, we just go on standard. Afternoon, John Pearson. Loopy, not a fan of F1 2020, only here for community involvement. It's good to have you, Loopy, because we are racing Lando Norris in 8 days. It's come up way too quickly. I had weeks and weeks to prepare and do some stuff on the stream. But anyway, driver proficiency. Should we just go to... Hang on, did I get any information on what the driver stuff is going to be? I don't know. Let's go professional, because the only difference there is a bit of traction control. No anti-lock. I think that'll be fine here. I think we'll just be mashing the brakes. It doesn't say actually. It just says the tracks, which is good. There's going to be a practice race on Monday. Just check everyone's got the right setup. So this is probably quite boring at the moment, although I do like the music. Right, so we'll stick with those ones. Anything else, Andy, I should be doing? I did feel like the rotation was a bit too high earlier, but I've got. I don't know if you can see the FPS on stream, or you can't see. I can see the FPS. Whatever. Let's just get into it, I think. Oh, pedal settings. Okay, where are pedal settings? %. What do you recommend that I change, Andy? That's pretty good. It's actually a little bit more progressive than GT Sport in the top band. And in GT Sport, I can basically never get 80%. It goes from 100 to 50 immediately, and then it gets progressive. This seems to be a bit more linear. And I've got a little bit of a dead zone there as my foot moves around. Calibration. Do I need to? Afternoon Panagiotis out in Greece. I got the day off today, so been doing various things, and I'm racing Lando Norris in about a week's time, so I should probably practice. 3 AM for Loopy. Wow, yeah, I did. It is earlier. Wow. Loopy burning the 3 AM oil. Andy, I'm not really sure what to work out here. Maybe I should drive first. The only thing is, I thought I need to apply a lot of rotation to get. So I don't know if I can make that smaller. Okay, Andy can help us. That's good. Okay, this is what I want to sort out then. Okay, that's better. So full lock now is a little bit over. I don't want my hand. Okay, hang on. Get a bit more there. So this is probably quite boring to watch. My apologies for that. Hopefully the stream is working quite well there. Okay, we'll just max it. Maybe not max is sensible. Let's go 80. Honestly, I don't really know what's going on here. So, force feedback. I get force feedback on the pedals, I think. I don't understand any of this stuff. To have a keyboard. Andy, do you know if you're able to use the mouse in the menus? Because I can't use the mouse, which seems a bit weird. But anyway. Right, let's crack on with it then. F1 2020. We'll go for Renault. Go for Mr. Danny Rick. Where do we want to be? We want to be Silverstone, don't we? First time seeing Silverstone on the stream, I think. We'll do practice. And we'll do the full quali. What do we? Is there a difficulty setting? How do we do the Oh, here we go. What would you suggest for me, Andy, in terms of the AI driver level? Andy, linearity is how slowly it starts. So highly into. Okay. I think we can quit out of this and resume it. So. Andy's suggesting hard. Well, we are going to be racing Lando Norris, but how silly does it get? 80, okay. Let me know if the sound and stuff is too quiet. No change. I haven't got the PS4 going full blast today, which is nice. What do we think of race distance? How much is 25%? 25% race distance? That's a long quality. We don't want to do that, do we? 20 minutes quality, and that will be, I don't know, whatever. We can always skip practice as well. Wow, there are a lot of settings, Loopy. You are right. Get a safety car on. Corner cutting regular. Start assisted. Assist, we got what we just had. Weather dynamic. Okay, I think we're going to crack on. Andy, I started at A team and ATL qualifies first. Okay. Let's go 90. John Pearson about 14 laps. Okay, that sounds about right. This is the first time I've ever really done this game. I literally did like half a lap earlier just to check the FPS was okay. I don't know what button 1 is. Okay, I guess that was button 1. I'm not running it on ultra wide here, so hopefully it's a bit better to watch on stream. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. I suspect I might have messed up the wheel max lock setting. It might be too sensitive now. Get that. Don't know what those buttons are to look around. Nope, no idea what that X is. Go to track, button 2.
A bit like a rubber out on track. Try to take it easy for a couple of laps.
Here we go then. First time on F1 2020. Oh, actually, it has gone ultra wide for me. Hopefully, it's still working on stream. Oh, it's a little bit cropped on the stream. Disengage pit limiter. Button 8. I'm not sure I have a button 8. How can I have 8 buttons? I'm pressing all the buttons. That's overtake. Nope. Pit limiter. That's a flashback. There are options here. Controls. So this is probably really, really boring. Pit limiter is also the same as DRS. Andy, this is like confusing as hell. And you can take the time to use that button pack. We don't have time to do the button pack, which I'll just have to use my memory to work out which ones it is. It won't give me any more buttons, that button pack. That's accelerate, brake, steering, pause. I know what pause is. Gear up. We'll make sure that's right, but that must be 5. Yeah. Gear up is also the same as clutch, okay, but I don't think that really matters. Does that matter? Maybe not. Next camera, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. DRS. So is the overtake button going to be quite popular here? In which case I'll bind the overtake to something that I can easily reach, and the same for DRS. Pit limiter, I'll go for this one. number 9, which is now the same as replay. The replay I will go this one. I don't understand the voice command stuff. Push to work out. I think that's all we need. It's only this one's the same as clutch, but does that matter? Let's keep the assists where they are at the moment. Right. Disengage pit limiter. There we go. Oops, penalty ready. Right, where am I at Silverstone? I always forget how the new Silverstone works. Village, okay. Okay, can I see the brake? Okay, I can see the brake force there on the left hand side. I don't know if is there a look back I can do? Oh, there's a menu that's come up there. How do I exit out the menu? Bear with me. Bear with me a second. Oops, where are we? Look back on track. Now can I bind this to the... Andy, do you know if I can bind this to the joystick? Voice commands. Okay, so I can use voice commands. How do I get out of the menu? Back. Okay, what's back? I hope it's this one. That was back. Why do I need the extra action? Okay. Well, we've got mirrors, we don't need to look back. I don't know how I get out of this menu. Could probably do with the Right, this is what I'm going to do for the brake force. So I'm going to go, let's park it up here. I'm going to go on my wheel and put the brake force down, so I'm holding it. Oh yeah, no, brake force needs to go up, whoops. So it's now very difficult to get to full brake. Disqualify. Just restart that. Hit the same button. Okay. I'll use the steering wheel to look around. Okay, doing that right. Let's go. Oh. Hitting the track at speed. Going around Stoke. That didn't sound too happy, did it? I think I've got to get up the gears a lot faster than I do in GT Sport. I don't know if this is going to be flat. Not quite at the moment. Don't know what compound we're on. Andy, I think that 90% difficulty could have been a bit optimistic. Oops. I'm locking up the brakes there at not a lot of brake travel. I do really want to do no ABS on this, by the way. I know I can put ABS as a setting. Okay, I'm on hard tyres. Thanks, Andy. In the pit crew. And if you want, we can get you up on Discord. Maybe a little bit later.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep
And get you up on a party chat.
you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window.
Whoa, I'm so glad I'm practicing this, not going straight into the thing with Lando. So I'm locking up there at about 60%, 66%. Don't want to get another black flag. Surely this must be flat. Yeah. It's flat in the F3. I never seem to get enough rotation there. Oh, maybe we need to go a bit more, okay. Maybe I need to really slow it down to get rotated. Let's try and get Andy on a Discord thing. I've never really done this before. This should work though. This could go horribly wrong. In fact, let's make sure we get into the pits. Into garage. Right, let me try and get this working, Andy. Bear with me a second. So, here's there he is. Start a voice call. Let's see if this will work.
Has that worked?
Should work. Let us know in the stream if you can hear Andy.
Let me mute the stream.
Hey, what? This is streaming level 2, not streaming level 1000, I think. Al, has he binned it yet? It's very complicated, this game, I'll be honest. We've had to get Andy as race engineer in the pit box. So we're already struggling with the controls. Al says speak Andy.
Al says speak. Let me chat and say that then.
Hopefully Discord will mute notification sounds on my end.
I'm trying to change. Oh, I must be able to hear you through that because I've muted YouTube. Right, I thought I was listening to YouTube.
I think our levels are pretty good. Let me know on the stream if they aren't, but let me know if Andy's too quiet or vice versa.
Yep, can hear you faintly.
Faintly, okay. The thing is, if I up the PC volume, the F1 sound will come through too loudly. But I guess we can change that.
I can try and change my volume coming through to it. If that makes any difference.
That'll be easier. Andy does sound like the pit crew guy in iRacing. That's it. No more Mr. Pit Crew guy telling me that I'm not fast enough. Of Andy doing it.
Don't know if that's. Oh yeah, that is going green. Maybe we leave it for now and try it another time, curious.
Andy, you've just gone robot like.
I can't up the input to be louder at the moment.
Is anyone else getting robot Andy?
Yeah. Call it.
Did we change a setting? Well, I'm going to be doing quite a few of these, Andy. So we can also try. To me, it was working pretty well before. Just maybe you a little bit faint. I'm not sure what's happened now. If we can get it back to the way it was before. That was the best bit. Andy, you're literally just becoming binary now. I'll bring back Dalek Andy. Andy sounds like he's on Voyager 2. Funny how that's happened. Hang on, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to call Andy again. Right, I'm calling Andy back on the line.
Oh, I see.
Welcome to the stream, everyone. We're just trying to save Andy from the Daleks. Is it potentially a
Right. I left and joined again.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know if it was like a memory leak thing or something.
Something weird. Maybe I just need to talk louder.
Yeah, I think that's good. I'll put my microphone a bit away from me, so I'll be a bit quiet. I'll talk a bit quietly as well. Right. Okay. Oh, I need to go back in the game.
Hello. Hello.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna leave the garage, Andy.
Yeah.
Go to track. Oh, didn't want to do that. Press wrong button.
Before you go to the track,
Yep.
just go off the pause menu and see if you go to the session info, button number 1, whatever that is. Yeah. And then
Sonus, my bad, I'm a bit behind you, session info. Yeah, got it. I'll be 10 seconds behind or something.
Oh, I see, yeah, good shout. Right, so then, see if there's a customization in there.
At the top, I've got tyre set up and stuff.
Because when you do...
We're fourth in the speed trap.
Oh, no, it's only on my career, sorry. Yeah, my career, it lets you do a track acclimatization, and it puts points around the track for you to go and hit.
Okay, that would be nice.
Yeah. The only other thing I could think is if you put the racing line on at the moment, it should help you with braking points whilst you're learning it.
Okay. Do you think it's worth doing a my career? Do you start in the F2 there, or can you start in Formula 1?
You can start in Formula 1, but you can't choose the tracks as nicely as this.
Okay.
So I would suggest instead of doing that to do the racing line.
Let's do the racing line then. Preferences, assists, dynamic racing line. Ooh.
Yeah.
3D. Okay.
And start with that just to get going, and once you get going, then get rid of it.
Okay.
All clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
You can leave the pits.
Yeah. It's funny watching it 10 seconds behind what you've just talked through.
Yeah, it only gets weird if I make a mistake, and then it's like how it used to be in the olden days. We used to call America. People are out on track now. Hang on,
Hopefully this should point out that you need to brake earlier than you were, and you'll pick it up. Oh, you're on softs as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to put the volume of the game down so it doesn't drown you out.
Okay. Yeah, I've turned YouTube off so I can't hear the game anymore, so that's fine.
Here we go then. So what's funny in the Fanatec is that I didn't get a pit limiter that time.
You will do when you come out to the end.
Okay. What's funny in the Fanatec is that you do get a hard lock on the wheel with the rotation, which you don't get in the T150. So my rotation has now been hard locked in the wheel. There's a bit of a weird sensation kind of coming up against it. But the default lock I had was basically way too long. I'd have to be crossing my arms before I got to full lock. Okay, this racing one is helpful. So is the soft tyres. Oops. Just got to find that biting point, I think, where I won't lock up the tyres.
Yeah. So that's where for me, the linearity on the set. So although there's yes, I agree with Loopy. Loopy, if you listen, I agree. There is a lot of settings. However, if you sit and take the time to go through them, they're actually so helpful.
Yeah.
So the linearity means that you can set the first little bit of travel to be really sensitive or not sensitive. So it's really easy to play with the throttle or the brake. So if you want to trail brake, you can almost set the first whole 20% of your brake just to do a fraction.
Yeah, got it.
And it becomes really helpful.
That will be helpful, so you can get close to locking up very quickly, and then have more to play with at the locking up bit of the travel.
Yes, yeah. So you can have it's really less sensitive at the beginning, so that you can start to really just try putting a little bit on, and if you really need to brake, you can throw it down, or whichever way around. But yeah,
I'm really struggling through these tight corners. I don't know if am I carrying too much speed.
Yeah, likely.
Okay. I can see there's some green stuff on the map as well. Not on the bottom left.
That will be to do with your sector times.
Okay.
But it's probably your quickest sector time, so you just ignore it.
Okay. I have to say, this is a lot less arcadey than I was expecting. There's a lot of depth to it. My recollection of the F1 games with that. Ooh, going through cops too fast. It was all a little superficial, but this feels properly meaty.
I really like it. It's so quick through the gears as well. And so you're so quick through the gears and then so quick to go down them.
Yeah.
It gave me a real appreciation for really how much is involved in racing one of the things.
Well, I just put DRS on for the first time. There are a lot of buttons as well to deal with.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how you do all of that on the controller.
Well, there's the same amount of buttons on your steering wheel as on the controller, I think, isn't there?
I think I might have...
Or have you got a few more?
I think I might have two more. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the clicking. There are two that count as the clicking buttons. I've got an LSB and an RSB button. But yeah, I think they'll be the same as clicking the thumbstick.
I was asking what the feedback's like, so I'll let you answer that one.
I've got feedback on the pedals. Was that a car behind me there? Yeah, whoops, another Renault. I've got the vibration thing on the pedals. It's not as detailed as in iRacing. iRacing, that is actually quite helpful. It gives you the information as to when you are losing the grip going around the corner. On the wheel, it's not that heavy at the moment. I could probably turn it up. In fact, I think I will turn it up. It's very, very loose now I think about it. I don't know if you've changed the force feedback settings, Andy.
I would have to, yeah, I'd have to load mine up and have a look, because I think I sat and played with a lot of it. I remember thinking it took me ages to get to the track, but once I got to the track, I was like, oh, this is, once you're there.
Oh,
go on.
Let's go on, Andy.
I was going to say, if you when you look at mapping all the buttons, it does take a while, and you have to, with our wheels where we don't have 60 different buttons to press, you have to sacrifice some of the options. From watching the guys play F1 with Lando and Leclerc and the top guys doing it, one of the options that you'll see in the controls is push to talk.
Yep.
And that looks like it would be really, you may even be required to use that if you read the email.
Okay.
So that you're not throwing everything down the channel, but you can then push to talk to everybody in your lobby.
And did you say the engineer stuff is voice recognition, or did I just imagine that?
and ask him all sorts of things about the race and your tyres and strategy and things.
That's very cool.
Which yeah, which you can really not engage in. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. But really feel like you're there and involved.
Right, we're a cool 10 seconds off the pace at the moment, I think. And we've made contact.
Yeah, you may struggle a little bit in the race.
But 90% difficulty is possibly doable.
I think so, because of the racing background.
Okay. I just feel like I understeer a lot through, you'll see it in 10 seconds, the left-hander. Even though I'm on max lock. Unigoska?
Yeah, it did look like you didn't have enough downforce.
Again, through cops. I think I just need to sacrifice more speed. It's maybe coming from the Group 2s in GT Sport, where the grip levels are I think, a little bit unrealistic, if we're honest.
Yeah. Are you turning your wheel as much as the F1 driver?
I'll have a look as we go through Stowe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, okay. I was curious as to whether your steering was over, like you were turning too much, and so you losing
In fact,
a load of...
it's a bit weird. So it's actually it isn't 1-to-1. The steering wheel in the car is turning more than my steering wheel, because I guess I changed. Oh, I don't want to get a penalty. Because I guess I changed that setting.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I need to work out and have a look again, because I don't remember the front end sliding around like that. Hey Marcus, you stopped on track. You need to keep going to avoid the penalty.
I feel like I can't carry as much speed as the cars ahead of me. So you'll see it again as I go through Village. Unless I'm not going down the gear slow enough.
Oh, is that the brake and accelerator on the right? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, there's no dot here like you have in GT Sport where you can see my steering input.
No, you can see the brake and accelerator though, so that's fine.
Does the tyres need to be warmed up a little bit maybe?
Yeah, so tyre warm up, but they should be fine by this point. And I'm no expert, so if anybody's in the chat and knows more, then do feel free to speak up.
I do feel like it's becoming a little bit better, so maybe that is a tyre thing.
Yeah, well, I'm just finishing off some work stuff.
Oops.
Casually, just need to make sure that this works ready for tomorrow.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
And then what I'll do is, whilst that's going on, I'm going to load up my F1 2020 and see what I've done for mine.
I suspect it's maybe my driving style is...
It's definitely a bit different to racing in GT Sport.
But what I'm noticing is that when the racing line is green, which to me implies, yeah, go full throttle, I can't keep up with I can't turn as much as the line.
Yeah, so green isn't to go. Green is just you're carrying the right amount of speed at that point.
Okay.
So it may just be that you need less if you're carrying the speed, you'll be okay. If you are gaining speed, it could be too much.
I think I'll box now. Maybe I'll see if I can do anything with the with the settings. I don't know if it's worth playing around with that, as in the actual car front wing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it's all there to play with in the pits.
Oops, I think I sped into the pits. I got a warning.
So you could drop into the pits or just hit the return to Oh yeah, you need to practice that if you're going to have that on.
Al's suggesting front wing as well. See what we do.
Yeah.
But if it isn't something that you've distinctly felt, that is a little bit strange. That it's the one thing I'm noticing is like, wow, I can't seem to get that rotation.
Andy King 05 is agreeing that actually I think you may be putting more acceleration through the corner than you need, and you just coast it through. Because
GT Sport is a bit weird in that in a lot of cars, applying a bit of throttle mid corner gives you an extra bit of rotation, and I think that is actually bad racing technique. Session info. Wait, session info.
I think it was Lando that said GT Sport was terrible for simulation.
I can see why now. Oh, I've got so many buttons up here. What, 7 and 8? Need to car setup. Just going to gamble now. Gambling on the buttons. One of these. Not that one. 7 and 8. Car setup. Here we go. Continue. Right, we've got balance. I'm going to go maximum downforce. Oh, no, I won't customise it. I'm going to go max downforce. We've only got 10 minutes left in the practice session before we go into quality.
Oh, you could just restart the session.
That's true. Andy King, so yeah, saying the same thing. Need more coast time. Right, let's try that then, Andy. We're on max downforce now. Probably not the ideal setup for Silverstone.
We're 20th in the speed trap, 189.1 miles per hour.
20th in the speed trap, Andy.
Nice. Room for improvement.
Can only go up. Can't even blame it on the Renault because Renault are actually quite fast this season. Andy saying this is more a real sim. See, I wasn't expecting that, Andy. I always thought F1 2020 would be much more of a casual game, and actually, my initial impression is much deeper than that.
I think if you turn the assists on, you can make it into an arcade, easy to play and pick up and not care too much.
Right, I'm going to try and coast a bit more.
Andy King says, just go faster. That white line there is your pit limiter finish, I think.
Okay. I hit the pit wall as well on the exit, so see if that does anything. Well, I've got someone behind, an orange dot. That'll be in McLaren maybe. I'm not using the overtake button yet. Is that something that you need to use all the time, or can you have it do automatically?
I think it recharges per lap, so I think you can use it per lap. And generally you use it on accelerating parts and then turn it off to recharge.
Wow, so it's a lot easier going through cops, Andy, with that max downforce. See maggots and Beckett's. Yeah, I'm going to be suffering on the straights, but that's a noticeable difference. Still got this McLaren behind.
Yeah, maybe 90's too high whilst you're learning it.
I like a challenge. It can't be any higher than that absolutely mental lobby yesterday in GT Sport. Greatest lobby of all time.
That is true. It's only missing David Burrell and Jimmy Broadbent. Yeah, it could have been absolutely crazy. I was wondering whether it'd be worth you trying to organise getting everybody onto GT Sport for one massive YouTube fest of GT Sport.
I'm not sure I'm the right person to do that, but I'd like to be in the mix if it happens. So let's have another moment through Village.
Oh. Andy King is a great coach.
Andy King sounds like my usual iRacing coach.
Just go faster.
Yeah.
We can coach you from here then, Andy. Just go faster.
I'm just going to leave ERS on.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the easy thing of saying brake earlier, coast, and then only accelerate once you start, and gently accelerate as you start leaving the corner.
It's definitely the slow speed stuff I'm struggling with. But we're a second up, Andy, at the moment. I just feel like we're miles and miles off. So I didn't make any sense there. We're a second up on our previous lap time, which is good, but I still think we're miles off where we should be.
Yeah. Sometimes as you learn it, you may find that actually you don't need to brake around the high speed corners. Actually, if you just lift off, because of your downforce, you'll probably slow a good amount anyway.
Okay. It's good to know.
So maybe on some of those quick corners that actually you could get away with just lifting a little bit rather than actually braking. Because, yeah, with your downforce being so high.
I'm absolutely shocking around village. It's untrue. Actually, we're gaining another second on our delta.
There you go. It turns out practice works.
Just overtaking Hamilton as well. There we go. Oh, there's some exciting racing coming up, Andy, in about 8 seconds for you. In the practice session.
Oh, this is like 3 minutes. Is that Verstappen?
That's a Red Bull there as well, yeah.
That'll be him. That happened the other week, didn't it? That'll be him complaining that you came out of nowhere and just crashed into him.
You know what, Andy? I'll say it quietly, but I think I'm actually slightly getting to the hang of it. I don't know if you remember when CPGT was doing the F1 like esports races a few months ago.
Yeah.
But the fact he could just jump in and be very competitive is insane, because it is, I think, as both you and Andy King have been saying, it's a different driving model.
Yes, but I wonder if like the experience of going between iRacing and GT Sport and potentially other racing games as well.
Yeah.
It helps with the knowledge that they work different and so can very quickly work out the system.
You think so?
But I mean, yeah.
I think this lap is going to be better if I don't bottle it.
I don't know how quickly it flashes there, but it looked like you were very slow on gear changes.
Yeah, I'm hitting limiter in first gear quite a lot, which is my bad.
Yeah, I find that it's like you flick up so quickly through the gears. If you get used to ACC, you'll be well fast at this.
Whoa, almost lost it in Maggots and Beckett. I think we'll go into quali as soon as this practice session ends, because I think we're only a couple of seconds off now, the back of the grid, so we're getting closer. Even Javier. Let's read that in a second. I'll do one quick lap here. I've used up all my ERS, which I shouldn't have done. At least we're not locking up a lot. Sorry, Andy.
No, I was just going to say it should come back your ERS each lap, I think. Whether it does in the race, I don't know, but definitely through practice, I think, and through qualifying, you get a full overtake boost.
Yeah, it's coming back in the braking zones. I think I need to take... I don't know what that corner is cooled before the old pits, but I think I need to do more of a V-shaped entry there.
Hey, Binny 001? Or just Binny, just I get used to reading other names. Javier can't play this game as well without ABS. Yeah, no, I have ABS on for this as well. Javier, I'm with you there.
I think I would be faster with ABS on, but actually I don't think that's the main thing that's holding me back at the moment.
No, it potentially could be, because it means that you're being you'll act a lot differently around your braking points with ABS and without it.
Yeah.
So when me and Javier come to a braking point, we're not thinking about ABS, so we're all about braking and making it round the corner.
That's true.
Whereas when you're coming into the corner, when you should be looking at how to take the corner, you're thinking about how not to lock your brakes up.
That is true. Well, it should become more second nature. It's the idea that it just happens automatically like it does with karting. But at the moment, it is, as you've described, practice complete. Right. Let's return to the garage then. We're going to go into quali. Yeah, Javier saying can't get the hang of this game. Physics are really light compared to GT and ACC. I can't get the rotation done in slow speed corners.
You've intrigued me. I'm putting my PlayStation on now.
I wonder, Andy, if it's because... I wonder if there's less weight transfer in these cars. In the GT cars, you kind of the weight, you can use it to help you get around the corner. Whereas here, I suspect there isn't a lot of weight transfer. You have to get slowed down, get rotated, then get on the power. You can't kind of use the weight to carry you around.
Yeah, this is going to be an embarrassing thing where I check my settings and find out that I've got like a load of assists on, isn't it?
Seeing if I can see the practice. I can't see practice. I think it might be raining, Andy.
Whoa, good luck.
Hang on, what tyres am I going to...
It's a bit better than, slightly better than GTS rain, because it's not quite as slippy.
Okay. Once the car leaves the pit lane, well, I think we're okay with the max downforce setting then.
Everyone ready?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Let's go.
Another pedal thing, Andy. My throttle pedals developed a squeak. Don't know if you can hear it.
Oh, yes, I can. Oh, no.
I need to grease that up. I don't know how that's happened so quickly.
No, yeah. It doesn't quite seem right for what they are.
It feels like a good squeak. Something is squeaking ever so slightly. Probably now you've heard it, you'll never unhear it. And that's what I've done this thing. DRS on the straight. Actually, it's very strange, Andy. I feel like a lot... I wonder if I had a lot of fuel in the car or something. Because I'm going out for quali now and I feel like I can turn a lot easier.
Oh, quite possibly. I don't know if I feel like I was able just to jump in and go. Maybe
it's a lot better now. It's a
setting as you have.
It's loads better now, Andy. Famous last words. I've been it, but. Oh yeah, there is so much more downforce. Or I might be driving a bit better as well, but I don't know what my best practice time was, but I'm hoping to absolutely destroy it now.
Oh. So what if I turn my wheel on? That'll help me to use it. Oh, Nathan. Al knowing more about the Fanatec stuff than we do there. So Nathan said ages ago you need to oil the V3 pedals.
Yeah, he did. He said he oiled it and it was better. They do give you a bottle of oil when you buy it, so
Oh wow.
they're letting you know what's up.
Yeah. They're letting you know that it's a quality piece of machinery.
Yeah. Fastest lap for Russell. I'm surely going to be miles faster at the moment than my previous practice time. I can see myself really getting into this game, to be honest. I may have to do a career mode or something. Sorry, Andy.
Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. I've really enjoyed like getting into my career and kind of going through it. I feel like there's something about racing on this compared to GT Sport that just feels. I feel like definitely against the AI, I can have a better race.
Yeah. So we just did 131.9, which is, I'll read in a second. I think we're about a second off pole.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
something has
so
changed.
If you're a second off pole at this point, you see, and that was it on the 90. It's like, oh gosh, that's not. Considering you've not done a huge amount of practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely have a pole lap time in here.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Yeah, it says. My engineer just said less than a lap of fuel, so I wonder if I was heavily fueled in practice. I've got all the racing driver excuses. There's more where that came from.
Yeah. Yes, Javier. I think the AI on GT Sport. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't think you pronounce it Javier. But maybe Javier isn't the right phrase either. So I apologise if I'm.
Basically, let us know how you pronounce your name.
Yes. Yeah.
Javier. I think
yes.
I may have asked that question before on stream. Okay, I may be out of fuel now. I'm out of fuel. Oops. We'll return to the garage.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever raced the A on GT Sport.
It's shocking because they brake really. They kind of brake in the corner, and then you can't quite get round them or out. Like you kind of have to go for a major send, and I think it just teaches you to just barge them almost out the way, and then when you get onto the straight, they accelerate so quick that it seems crazy.
So we are last. We're about a second off last place, but we're in ballpark now. Maybe that second is down to me. But that was more. I could actually accelerate at the point where it seemed sensible to accelerate rather than having to wait more and more and more. So maybe it was a fuel thing. I don't know. Wow, the Lewis Hamilton's on the 126.7. Which is 4 seconds faster than Latifi.
To know specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio. Press and hold the radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display. While the radio is active, cycle through command groups with the MFD button.
You got a good amount of time to find, but then I think a lot of the corners were learning how to get that ABS right. Once you've got that, I think you're going to be
that's true.
really good. Because I think I definitely have the ABS on because I was like, it's just too much to try and work out. And
I'm going to accelerate time because we're not going to get into Q2.
Yeah.
So we'll start this race. Here we go. Maybe we need to temper the AI down from 90. The only other game that I played that has an AI scale was Project Cars 2, and that was, if you went anywhere near 90, you're basically just going to die. Maybe I have to roll back a bit.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Bottas.
Yeah, so I have my
Max
driving
Verstappen.
on experienced rather than professional.
And what other settings is that? Is that ABS?
So that's the ABS. Oh, it's got medium traction control. Oh, maybe I've cheated too much.
No, I kept medium on.
Okay.
I think Elite has medium as well.
It's just corners for the racing line, so that I don't need to spend ages trying to learn where all the braking points are. Manual gears and pit assist and pit release assist, and everything else is off.
Yeah, it's tricky, this game. This is it wasn't really on my radar as a legitimate sim, but I think it definitely is. It feels very similar to the F3 cars and iRacing, which I guess is a compliment.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position.
Right, let's see if we can not come last. Let's see if we can pick up some time. Just hang on to the pack. If we can't quite hang on, we'll go back and change settings. There's a button for race strategy. It's a 13-lap race. I can't interpret these graphs it's putting in my face.
So it's just they're the state of the tyres. So as the line goes down, that's the quality of your tyres, and then red soft, yellow medium, and white's hard.
So I'm going to do soft then medium, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start this race. Oops.
Which is really weird that they put the mediums on so early. Oh, maybe, right, so that's letting you drive a bit rougher, I think, on the softs.
We just started. Overtaken someone.
Oh, we're just getting to the start on the screen.
Okay, I won't spoil it then. I've got a big grin on my face, which I don't always have when I'm racing, but it's nothing like being in an F1 race, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know what, Andy? I think I'm losing a lot of time on the upshifts. I think I'm hitting the limiter and it's pretty costly.
Okay, yeah. It's something I found that I started just listening to the sound and just hitting the shift rather than waiting for it to hit. Whereas in GT Sport, because of all the different cars, you wait for the power band and decide where you're going to change. I don't think this obviously doesn't work the same, so you can't. It's not good to over rev them. Cheers, Javier. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep, see, Javier. This race is going pretty well, Andy, so far.
You're in 17th here and it's looking okay.
There's that thing when you follow cars ahead, you just kind of pick up how much speed to carry.
Yeah. If you stream this again, you need to start streaming it after you started, so that we get the widescreen, because we're missing like the timings and who's in front and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know why. When I was in the menus, it wasn't widescreen. Now it is widescreen, so we'll have to sort that out.
So you maybe just need to tell it how tell it the screen size maybe.
Yeah, I need to force it to be not widescreen. Right, now I'm in a bit of trouble because I've lost the guy ahead.
You'll catch him because look at the traffic, you'll be fine.
It's not going well now.
Oh no, right, I see now they have, yeah, dropped ahead. Dropped ahead. You've dropped behind.
Actually, I didn't use DRS in the back straight if it was available.
Third lap, I think it's available.
Okay.
So it won't be yet. Hi, Ethan.
I wonder if my high downforce setting is costing me as well. Told you got more excuses.
Yeah, possibly. So it's the sort of thing that actually that I wouldn't think about, because I normally just leave it so medium and just get used to it.
I think we can just about catch us back up if I drive well.
Yeah, it's all like it suddenly takes a lot of focus to
DRS is now available.
keep it going. Lewis Hamilton with the 129. There you go, DRS is enabled now. What's this, lap 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gap ahead is pretty constant at 1.2 seconds. I only need to get a couple of tenths, then I'll be in DRS.
Good shout, Ethan. I don't know if he is using his ERS. Yeah, he is.
It's very selectively, I'm not... don't really know what I'm doing there.
Normally just as you come out of corners to get the acceleration going up through the gears, but don't accelerate round the corner.
I've mapped it to a button where my left thumb is. Seems like a good place to have it.
8 seconds behind, so I said that just as you went wide at a corner.
I'm 1.1 now behind, so I'm not a million miles away. Feels worse than it is, maybe.
Yeah. I need to have a look and see. I think your overtake. I can't remember if it fills up each lap when you're in the race or not.
I think it fills up when you brake. Oh no.
I can't. Yeah, it might top up again at the end of each lap. But that may just be in qualifying and practice. Yeah, so it's just jumped up again. So make sure that you're using it through the lap.
Okay. I'm still really bad through village.
Yeah, I think you're accelerating too early.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I just need to wait a fraction more and I get a lot more rotation done, if that makes sense, and then I can just straight line the exit.
Yeah.
Giovinazzi is going to be all over me in a second.
But yeah, so it's at this point where you can like ask your race engineer for like a race breakdown, and he'll tell you about the guy in front and the guy behind, what tyres they're on, what strategy, how long it is till you pit stop.
Do I have to press a button for that?
Yes, there will be a button to press. I can't remember
Oops.
which one it is.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Approaching the pit window, apparently.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So that'll be next lap, I think.
The menu I've just popped up is the menu that I can't get rid of.
Yeah. So you press the same button again, and you get different.
But I pressed something on the D-pad to get it up, I think.
Oh, I see. Right. I think there's another button then to get the same thing up. But the D-pad then you can change. So this is where you can change your fuel mix and your front brake bias and your differential, as it says, by using up, down, left, and right. So that's like the display on GT Sport. then there is a way to get a bigger menu from there, and it'll give you all your car information and tell you like cold tires and the hot, temperature on tires and
oh, here we go. Yeah, I think so.
damage.
Downforce.
Yeah. And the one that I'm just looking at, that's all the things you can ask your race engineer.
Well, I think what we'll do, Andy, I think let's bump the bump the difficulty down from 90 to like maybe 80, and that might just be enough to kind of race and pick up that speed. Yeah. I do feel like I'm not. I think I just need to change my style of driving.
Yeah, and you're not way off the pace.
Right.
Oh, Kirith, did your Xbox arrive or is it tomorrow?
Hasn't arrived yet. It's out for delivery though. Even if it comes there, I won't play it today because I'm meant to do Club 100 League racing tonight. So tomorrow night, I guess we'll just connect it up to the capture card and see what we can do with it. Yeah. Hang on a second, what am I doing here?
So is the release date for the Xbox today then?
I think it is today. Yeah, you could pay more for like early day delivery, which I didn't do. Now, great. You know, it'd be really helpful, Andy, if they could change these buttons in the game to reflect like the Xbox buttons.
Yes. The way I've heard that you can do that is if you actually just buy it on the Xbox.
I didn't think about that. Oh, the Xbox has arrived actually. Xbox is here.
Is this where you announce, sorry guys, stream's over?
No, it's not. It's come in a package. Yeah, we'll do it later. I'll do it tonight. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to resist opening an Xbox for 2 weeks before I sleep. Right, I need to get out these menus.
There you go, guys. You heard it here first on stream. You're going to get an Xbox opening later on.
Telemetry, deep water. Right, okay, hang on. Just sack off this stuff. Let's head. Maybe if we head to Spa, which is a track that I should know quite well. So this. Are you able to use your mouse, Andy, when it comes to the menus? Because I can't. It seems a bit weird.
I don't have it on PC. I've only got it on
okay. Right, start new Grand Prix.
Yeah, if I had it on PC, I'd be jumping on for a multiplayer with you.
Yeah, shame there's no crossplay. I'm going to drive for Mercedes now. I need all the performance I can get. And I'm going to go 80. We'll do the same thing. We'll do a practice that we'll skip, and then we'll do a short quali, and then we'll do 25%.
Oh, I was going to check what my what I've got it set as in my.
I'm going to put the pit assist stuff on because I don't want to just miss my pit box.
Yes, so assist, I've got it on. If you go, what is it, professional, one down?
Yeah.
Or expert. So if you just change the driving proficiency at the top. Oh, never mind.
I think you can change all of them manually anyway. I think mine is probably now similar to yours actually. Maybe just ABS. Evening, Nathan. Yeah, I've got a squeak now.
Yep, oil every moving part of the V3.
With that lithium grease. Just been using the throttle too much. It's like when Nathan came back from a karting race one day and he was like, my right foot really hurts. I'm just smashing the throttle all day. Right. Oh, for some reason I'm in Melbourne, so I've obviously made a mistake there. My bad. tracks we're going to do are Silverstone, Spa and Austria. Yeah, for some reason when I'm in the menu the game is not ultra wide, but then when I go into the race it is. It's not the worst view in the world, it could be a lot worse. But we'll check it next time. It's not worth going on to an online event, is it, Andy? Would that just be really bad?
I think so. I think that's like the sort of thing that we'd expect in GT Sport, lower lobbies.
Should we do
I
it then?
assume that there must be a lot of people that do that, so you'd assume that in the beginning you'd be put with people that are doing the same.
Okay, unranked races. I need one in Belgium. How do I search by? Hang on a second. Here we go, qualifying. We'll start at the back of the grid. We may be able to start a race at Spa. This could be a bad idea.
To be honest, I can't see it going well, but it's you doing it, so I'm quite happy.
Especially as I've got ABS off. Which means I'll be...
And you've not raced around Spa with the F1 car yet.
Yeah, that is true.
You've one-shot qualifying, so if you join in for qualifying, you'll get one lap of practice.
I think that's probably underway, so presumably we'll start at the back of the grid with no practice. Yeah, they're doing their one shot now.
So will it let you join in for the race? Is it better than GT Sport?
I think it said you can't join this session, but you join the next session, so I presume I'll be able to join the race session.
Yeah, nice.
Don't know who we're riding on board with at the moment. These buttons are like, it's just hieroglyphics now. What is button 7?
Yeah, you can map a lot more buttons than you've got on your steering wheel.
Right, I guess they're on their race. Yeah, the Xbox is here. It's in a very small package.
Is it the digital version?
There is no digital version. You either get the S or you get the X, and the X has a disc drive.
Oh, okay, so is it the X or the S?
It's the X.
Wow. Very nice. Which I feel like at this point, if you don't get the disc drive, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, really.
I don't know, I mean, for my PS4, the only disc I think I bought in the last 3 years for my Xbox is Watch Dogs, which I've played like a few times and I probably won't replay it again. But I feel like for a new console, I've never had a new console before. Never had a console on day one or year one. But I think I might be getting some games on disc for year one, so it might pay for itself in year one.
Yeah.
Right, the spread here is pretty big, Andy. 8-second spread in quali. Someone's been disqualified, someone else been disqualified.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if it whether unranked actually puts you against people that are similar, or whether
I think it's purely open. I think it's just a lobby, and like any open lobby in GT Sport. Ranks presumably is where you do the ranking stuff. Thanks, Jersey, for the subscription. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Enjoying the F1, first time on F1. I want to update that subscription notification so it's a pie. I will get to doing that at some point. Right, this is the first race. Yeah, it's a shame it's not crossplay.
Yeah. I wonder how well it would run on my laptop, but I don't think it would run amazingly.
Well, you know what? I think it's on my PC, which struggles to run iRacing and stream. I think you can tone down the settings quite a lot.
Okay.
I'm going to do balanced setup. And we're ready to go now. I'm on PC, Nathan. Andy's on PS4. I don't know how the starts work, Andy. Oh, it's got a clutch button. Okay.
Yeah, it's really hard. I found it really hard to get the start nailed really quick.
I've come steaming into turn 1. There's been death.
Hopefully not caused by you.
I was involved.
Well, Nathan will join you for the practices by the sounds of it.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong with the rotation. Whoops. This is absolute madness. I don't know what's going on. There's cars just stationary on the side of the road everywhere.
That's a strong start. Well done.
It looks very different to how this track looks in GT Sport. th place at the moment. I've got a train of cars behind, as seems to be part of the course. Oh right, I got punted in the last corner. Woo. Woo, mental. Okay, that was interesting. I still feel that was we were in a lobby there. I still feel like I'm not getting the car turned quick enough. It's a weird one for me to work out.
Is it a one-lap race, or are you still going?
I'd quit it in 10 because I got destroyed into the last corner. So.
Oh. Oh yeah, I've just seen that on the stream.
And there was like Mick chat in the background. So I wanted to see how it compared against other drivers. That was like introduction to online mode. See if I can get this working. Oops. Hold on. I know. Maybe I need to change the steering linearity thing, Andy. I wonder if I need to change the setting so it kind of gets the sensitivity is different at the end of the rotation.
I'm just trying to get up my options. I keep looking at my screen and then getting distracted and watching you, and then wondering what I was doing.
Right. Controls. Steering linearity. No, I don't think that's the one that I want. A high linearity value will make the center position far less sensitive than the far left and far right extensive rotation. I don't know, Nathan, if you're still with us, if you've I don't know if you have F1 2020, but I seem to struggle to get the car rotating in the slow speed corners. And I'm wondering if I just need to slow down more or be in a different gear or something like that. I'll try this brake linearity thing now. Nathan, you might be turning too much and losing grip. That's possible as well. That is possible. Let's go out then. I think let's stick to Silverstone actually.
Yeah, so the other thing that you can do, although you've probably gone off it now, it's like for me the linearity is, I'm 100% that I've changed that for my accelerator.
Hang on, I'll do that in a second. Settings.
Oh, I can see that you were doing that on the brake actually and playing around and seeing what it was like.
So what's your throttle linearity?
Oh, so I've got mine on 65, so I need to up that for the difficulty, but let me controls and force feedback, there we go. So the steering, I've got 34 and 31 for linearity and saturation.
34.
But I guess anywhere around there and just try it out.
Well, I've got my saturation on 8. Yeah, maybe, Nathan, maybe you're right because my saturation is so ridiculously high. Maybe I'm actually turning too much. So you were what, 35? What was your saturation, Andy?
So on the steering, my linearity is 34 and the saturation is 31.
Okay, I'll go 35 and 50. I wonder if
I think on the wheel it'll all be 100%, but the game auto locks it at I guess there's a 360 steering, but you get 180 to the left and 180 to the right. Then my throttle linearity, I've got at 35.
Okay, I'm going to turn. Are you turning the wheel a lot more than you do in GT Sport?
Yes, for tight corners.
You know at Monaco and F1 famously where they have to like, you know, turn at the is it casino hairpin or somewhere? They have to turn the wheel so ridiculously. That's what I feel like I'm going to have to do. We'll work it out.
And then I've applied brake linearity and brake saturation as well.
Okay.
But no saturation on the throttle, just a linearity.
I've got 65 linearity on throttle.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I've got nothing on brakes because I'm doing ABS, so I'm having a look. I'm trying to work because of the load cell. I'm pretty happy with my brakes, I think. It's on the exit where I feel like I'm losing time. Right, I'm going to stick to that then.
Yeah.
Let's see if that does anything. We'll go back to Silverstone. In the message. Yeah.
The explanation then, just because for me, I look at brake linearity and think if you've got ABS on, don't you want to have a longer time before it hits, like starts really applying the force so that you've got more play with trail braking?
I think yes, but I'm pretty happy at the moment that I'm reaching that biting point. I'm comfortable at the moment. I think in GT Sport it would be much more useful because there's no ABS, so you really want to fine tune your trail braking. Whereas here it's a bit more important that I'm kind of reaching that biting point.
Yes, okay. No, that's fine. I was curious as to, because for me, I was like, I turned it up, but I think you've got more experience than I have, so it makes sense that you're happy, so you don't need to.
So, for example, what I did in iRacing when I had the T3PA Pro pedals, I used to have a rubber stop that basically made it impossible to go to more than like 80% brake. And in fact, some people changed the game file so you could never go more than 80% brake. So you would just get to your biting point ASAP.
Right.
Gameplay stuff. Right, I think that's all done. Yeah, Nathan suggested maybe turning too much and losing grip. That is an interesting one because I did have the saturation so high. I'm also going to see how much fuel I've got in the car for the practice session.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Long loading screen this time. Oh, okay. So, session info. Go on the softs. Oops. Honestly, I have no idea what button 8 is here.
We have to give 2 sets back at the end of this session, so they'll be unavailable for the rest of the weekend. We'll hand over the 2 most worn sets, so don't ruin your tires.
The championship selection lets you. There's some like shortened championships that you can enter in that look quite good fun. Like the F2 with a sprint race and a feature race.
I'd like to get into some online stuff if we can, get decently on the pace, which we're not at yet. View car setup, button 11. We'll work it out. Gonna go on to track.
The track is pretty quiet at the moment. Perhaps we should get out there and get a few laps in. Don't push the car just yet. The track is still green. Try and take
My engineer said don't push the car too much yet. It's very detailed. Such a weird pit lane they've done at Silverstone. I don't know why they've recessed it so you can't see it from the grandstand. It's such a strange thing to do.
Say that again, sorry. I looked down at my...
The new pit entry new pit lane at Silverstone. I say new, it's probably been there for about 10 years now. It's so low down you can't see it from the grandstand.
Oh, right.
Actually, you know what? This feels a lot more natural. Maybe that saturation really wasn't helping.
Yeah, because I only had it on low, so you probably... That's what I did ask early on and then forgot to follow up and check it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be better. I think we did a 131 last time, if I remember. So we'll see if we can do better than that.
Yeah, the steering does look a bit better, doesn't it? Like if I'm looking at the guy in the car.
Yeah, I wonder if it was turning so much, actually just, like Nathan said, wasn't helping. Which is a bit of a weird concept, but it does make sense.
This is what I was saying. Like I looked at those settings and was like, oh, if GT Sport had those settings, I think being on a wheel would have so much of an advantage then.
That is true.
I mean, it'd be brilliant because you'd be able to customize it so much and just get your driving style sorted.
You can definitely say GT Sport is very well balanced between people who want to control and a wheel, which is one of the great strengths of GT Sport.
Yes.
Oh, so much better through Village. That was miles better.
Yeah, it's looking very good. Or looking much better, and you're not locking up either, so...
Kvyat's gone faster than 133, so maybe he's seeing some kind of taking it easy run. We are Hamilton now, so hashtag blessed. Maybe a few tenths.
Nathan, the effect of the camera moving as your speed changes would drive me nuts. I need the camera still so that if the car does anything, I can judge it much better.
Yeah, I haven't actually cycled through the cameras yet. I don't know if this is the best camera to use.
I think this is a favourite one from watching the F1 races way back. Because it's just slightly higher. But I mean, in terms of immersion, that was the word I was looking for before, immersion. Being in the cockpit just is amazing.
I think that shows you Nathan's ability to understand what a car is doing, that he could identify maybe you're turning too much, which is something I just wouldn't have thought of.
Yes, I think a lot of you quick guys are able to understand a lot more of what can cause things, and then adjust for it. I always think that like Nathan and Ruswold and yourself and like the quick guys are so quick at getting up to speed.
This could be a quick lap, Andy. Getting a tow from Gasly as well. Oh, and everyone white.
Right. Just waiting for 8 seconds for me to see it.
Honestly, I don't know what Gasly was doing there. We'll have a look. I'm fully out of ERS.
Oh, apparently my YouTube wasn't live.
This is going to be a second and a half up. That's a 130.4, which would have meant we'd not last in the previous quali session. So I think Nathan's sorted out our steering.
Fastest lap, Lewis Hamilton.
The difficulty, I put it down from 90 to 80.
And not to burst the bubble, but this is only practice, isn't it, at the moment?
Just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do
And
on
we
the
could be fairly early on in the session before many
Yeah,
drivers have
I'm on the soft tyre, and if you have a look, everyone else on the medium's on all the hards.
when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so
I'm struggling with the ERS, to be honest. I seem to just, it runs out, or I don't use it enough. There's not a halfway house that doesn't involve a lot of micromanagement, it seems.
No, yeah, you can't just leave it on for the lap. Or, I mean, technically you could just leave it on for the lap and then it would just use it every time you go across the start-finish straight.
Yeah, but it doesn't fully replenish when you go start-finish line.
Oh, does it not? Is that right?
So I'm on 21% now, 20%, 19, going to go over start-finish. I didn't get any replenishment over the start-finish line.
Oh, I'm totally confusing that now with the overtake button, aren't I?
I thought that's the same thing. ERS is the overtake.
Yeah, you see, that just jumped up to me. The green bar underneath the overtake.
Oh, I'm being stupid. There are two separate things. I didn't know there's two separate things. But they are related, right, though, because the overtake uses ERS. Okay, I think I know what's happening. So when you go over start-finish line, the overtake button does replenish, but it is related to the ERS, I believe. Because once I start using the overtake button, the ERS does deplete.
Oh, so maybe... Right, so maybe there is more... Maybe the overtake has a limit so that you can't just keep refilling the ERS and just using it all in one lap.
There is a relationship there that I don't understand yet.
I've oh, interesting. So I don't even know if I've even used ERS when I've been racing. I'm not the best guy to have on the stream, apparently.
We're all working it out.
Got you going, and now you need a pro.
But that is a huge difference, Nathan's tip about turning too much. It's so counterintuitive, but it has made a difference.
But I think it's the difference of coming from GT Sport as well, where it's like very often you're at full lock.
You can't turn too much in GT Sport.
I think it's only with major tyre wear coming on, isn't it, the GT Sport, that you can actually notice that you just understeer.
Yeah. I think we'll head into quali, and we'll see what we can do. I'm going to try and deplenish the ERS and see if that does the overtake. So my ERS is now 0. And my overtake button isn't doing anything, I believe.
Okay. So notice, right, so I'm trying to work out all the little dials and all the little lines on the display and what's moving.
I don't know what the white one is under ERS yet, because that doesn't seem to correspond to the percentage.
So there's the orange bar above them that seems to be the actual ERS bar.
Yep, true. What's the white bar under ERS? Is that my braking force? Let me try and brake hard. Yeah, when I brake, that white bar goes up.
I'll have a look into it. Nathan's off for some food and then practice for the race later.
Yep, I've seen the race.
Go on.
I haven't practiced that race yet, and it's at Fuji, so...
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think we mark this as a good session of F1 introduction.
I'm doing very heavy braking to try and get that white bar up. I'm not sure what it does, but every time I brake, it goes up.
Right, and so does the yellow bar when you're coasting.
Do you think if it's really simulating it, do you think that white bar is the kinetic recovery or whatever from the braking, and that yellow bar is drawing from the white stuff?
Oh, maybe.
Because as you said, the yellow goes up irrespective of whether I'm braking or not.
So it's going up even as you're accelerating.
It's almost like it's drawing from that storage of energy. Now I don't know how to get that yellow bar, that white bar down, sorry.
I wonder if there is a setting somewhere that's on automatic for that. On ERS and overtake. Let's have a look in assist.
I can't get rid of these menus when I open them, which is a bit annoying.
So there's the button, one of the buttons, and you just keep pressing it, and it should give you all the car. Yeah, that one. Keep pressing that one, and eventually it closes.
Okay, I see it.
And the first two there are the things that you can hit hit talk to your engineer, and you can say all those things.
Box this lap.
Yeah, so you can hit the button and be like, box this lap, and he's like, okay, ready for you this lap.
I'm going to get a weather report. Okay, I think I pressed the wrong button. 1 second.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Apparently rain in 10 minutes. Now we're still... I'm going to box. I didn't say box though, but whatever.
I'm sure they'll work it out when you appear at the pits.
It's there is a lot of stuff. It's quite... It's not beginner friendly. I mean, I like it because, you know, I can look it up and look online and read the manual and everything. But there's definitely a lot of features here.
Yes.
I'm sure if you just start it on novice, it's all taken care of.
Yes. So I'm just looking in the settings, and there is an ERS assist. So I don't know if that will. Well, yeah, it will. It will probably govern that. But it'd be interesting if you turn that on, if will take care of the overtake as well, whether it is actually the same thing.
Alright, I'm gonna end this session. Actually, let's have a look what's going on in the session. We're second now. Bottas is first. Okay, Sainz is third on the soft tyre, and Perez is fourth on the soft tyre. So maybe we're in with a shout, actually. Let's accelerate the time.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Verstappen is just behind us now. We've done the fastest Sector 1 though, purple in Sector 1. That lap time, I think, would have been a very interesting one at 90% difficulty, because that would have put us right at the back, but obviously just about in the mix.
Yes, because Hamilton was at a 126, wasn't he, in the qualifying?
Oh yeah, he was. Okay, let's do quali then.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three.
But there's a lot of depth to this game. Well, let's be honest, Andy, there's a lot more depth in the single player here than there is in GT Sport.
Oh, yes, absolutely. GT Sport was kind of the halfway house, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because even the championships don't go from one race to the other in GT Sport.
I think what GT Sport does well is it facilitates great racing online. You could say it facilitates the best racing online. But there's not a lot of meat on the bones in terms of the actual game.
No, and it's something that I found a lot more enjoyable with communities of racers.
Right, it's racing. So it's raining. Don't know whether to go on the intermediates or the wets. Go on the inters.
I think it'll recommend one, will it?
So I was defaulting to inters.
Mechanics, please stand clear.
Evening, Ethan. We are doing some F1 at the moment. I wonder how they're going to do it for the Lando Norris thing then, because I've got to let them know what I think my aptitude is. So I think I will say consider myself pretty experienced. I do need to back that up in the game.
Yeah.
First time out in the wet. Oh, it's a lot. Okay, ABS is gonna. Sorry, no ABS is gonna be a lot more difficult here.
Yeah. It's that thing, isn't it? You've got the skill. It's just the time to practice for this game to work it out and see what it is. So.
I can't imagine that the online racing here. Woo, spun off. I can't imagine that the online racing here is going to be as good as GT Sport. It's just the cars are a bit too fast and everything is happening so fast. You don't have time to avoid people, and it all looks a little bit unnatural.
Yes, and it's all so quick, and trying to second guess what people are going to do. I think of some of the idiots in GT Sport, and you're like, oh, if you put them in a wild F1 car like this.
Yeah.
And it depends whether they're going to put damage on.
Even yesterday in the Group 2s, I mean, that's basically as fast as GT Sport gets. I know we don't really use the F1 cars that much, and that felt very, very, very fast in the Group 2s. It feels more tricky than this F1 car in the wet, for example.
Yeah, I think in the difference here is that I think the range of speeds is closer for the most part, so I find that it's quite easy to race against people on this and go side by side.
Okay.
Whereas I find that I feel very itchy doing that in GT Sport.
That's interesting. I would have thought it would be the other way around, but that is interesting. We will try when we get on. When we get onto the online modes here. I think it depends which lobbies you're racing in as well.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm naturally a casual racer, so I'm more likely just to let someone pass because I'm like, actually, I just would rather not have the hassle.
I don't know if you've done much racing in the web, but this is very tricky.
No, I haven't done it yet, actually.
Kind of hard to work out where.
So there, where you're accelerating and it's losing it, that to me suggests that you're putting too much power in, which is the linearity thing that I think maybe you want to put it up a little bit. Yeah,
agreed. It's much more noticeable in the wet.
Yeah, so that you can start pushing that accelerator and not freak out too much.
I think that's something that GT Sport builds in, by the way. It just has a default setting that's the same for everyone.
Yeah. Because I find that if you start accelerating and start losing it, then you have to lift off the accelerator, which immediately kills a load of time. Whereas if you can kind of push a whole inch and not really be accelerating much, but it lets you really get ready to get going once you hit that straight line.
We'll finish this lap and see where we end up. We'll just skip to the race probably.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go shortly.
Be without my race engineer.
You'll probably gain a few seconds then.
Okay, we're 1.5 seconds off, which, considering we're in the wet, isn't actually huge. Let's just skip this session.
Ethan, doing any open lobbies later? Don't think so. I think, if I'm right, curious to answer for you because I'm on chat, you've got your Club 100 race later.
Yeah, Club 100 race, and then I'll probably be unboxing the Xbox and connecting lots of cables. Working out what cables I don't have. I don't know if it will work on this ultra-wide monitor. By the way, I'm so happy that I can finally get rid of the PS4 and the super loud 747 engine fan. That's a big quality of life thing for me, because apparently the PS5 is pretty much silent.
That's what I hear. I hope so. It'd be really nice. But for the size of it, I'd want it to be quiet. I feel like it could make a heck of a noise if they wanted it to.
Maybe that's good. Maybe later on in its life they'll unleash it. But I don't know if you can hear it when I'm streaming on the PS4 and my mic, because I've had to change settings so the mic only turns on when the noise hits a certain threshold. And you can hear like a whiny fan in the background. That fan is always on.
I think I noticed it when you were doing it with this when we had a party chat. I've not noticed it when it's just
because the party chat doesn't have that filter, so the party chat microphone is always on, so it's always getting the fan. Oh no, it's raining.
Right, I'm going to shoot off, but will catch up with you later and see how you're getting on with your race this evening.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for joining. It's good that this Discord call works, actually. That's probably one of the easiest ways to get a party up, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So anyone who's in the Discord, we can party up on there, and it means we can do GT Sport and other things that way, if we need to. Thanks, Andy. I'm gonna try this race, and then probably I'm not gonna go on too long here because I'm gonna do some other stuff, and then be back on later. Need to work out what time the GT Sport race is later. There will be another stream later with GT Sport.
Yeah. I think I'll be doing some practice later on GT Sport, so I will tune in and see how. And I'll watch the end of this video as well and see how you got on. Good luck.
Cheers. I want to check out the leaderboards as well for race C. That could be quite a fun fight on the leaderboards. That one.
Oh yes, yeah.
Cheers, Andy. See you in the Discord. See you later.
Do.
Thanks for joining.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye.
Press button right. Feels all lonely now. Just me. I'm going to crack on with this race. I didn't really want it to be wet, to be honest, but we'll see what it's about. Hope you are enjoying the stream today. Do feel free to tap that like button if you're enjoying the F1 2020 stream. We are going to be racing Lando Norris himself in 8 days' time, so that's kind of what this is all about. It's about practicing. I need to move my mouse back. It's about practicing for that race against Lando. It's going to be three races. One at Silverstone, one at Red Bull Ring, and one at Spa. The most complicated thing for me at the moment is all the buttons on the wheel. Whoops. Almost crashed into someone there. I literally cannot see anything. That's going to be a penalty, surely. I mean, this is like... This visibility is about the same as I had at Rye House a couple of weeks ago in the karting. Probably it was worse at Rye House because it didn't have any flashing lights on the back of the carts. Oops. Just trying to take out these Williams.
Strategy is available on the MFD.
Change strategy. I don't think the wet's really going to work out. Maybe we'll try and do a quick race in the dry. Maybe a 5-lap race. See if we can get that working. But it's going to be some GT Sport later. Club 100 team races. I probably need to practice for that as well, actually. Wow. And then a lot of karting videos uploaded over the course of the night. Will be a highlights video from last night as well, from the greatest lobby of all time, we've called it. Right, let's see if I can work this out. Oops. There we go. Let's up it to 85. Let's see how that works out. F1 2020 a much deeper experience than I thought it was going to be, actually. Hopefully the stream quality is okay today. They often stream on the PC. Right, skip all of that. Straight in the action, nice. Ooh, may have been contact there. Too deep. Yeah, I can see there I was losing time by hitting the limiter. Woo. So I just need to be quicker with the upshifts. We've lost Carlos Sainz, we've lost Leclerc.
Great first lap. Keep it up.
Not sure Cops is 8th gear. Not even sure this is 8th gear, to be honest. Yeah, so I really don't want to hear that limiter sounds. Not using any ERS at the moment. Just a little bit of a lock up there. Probably don't need to lift through there. Not too bad at the moment. I think it's a lot better than we were doing previously. Try and do a quick clean lap and see what the time is. I think as soon as DRS becomes available, we're going to struggle with cars behind. Maybe I don't need to go to 8th gear there at all, actually. Gonna lock up? Nope. You can be on the power so early on that last corner.
DRS is now enabled.
Going to be a sitting duck now with the DRS for the cars behind. Keep it in 7th this time. Oh wow, completely flat, okay. Not the best exit. Ooh, that sausage wouldn't be good news in real life. Don't think I'm the best through there. 2 laps to go. Looks like the Ferrari back there is dropping back. It's a better exit that time. Ooh, it's going to be close. That'll be a penalty in iRacing.
This is your final lap of the race.
I think we definitely improved. It's kind of hard to tell against the AI. Not the best corner that for me. Bottas behind is very close. So Cops is flat out now because of the fuel, presumably. Wow, Bottas is really coming. DRS. That's where I got taken out in Motorsport UK F3. Okay, that was good. That I feel like we've made a lot of progress in this stream from where we started. 8 days to go before we race Lando Norris. I think a lot more practice to come.
Plenty of action here at Silverstone. It was a memorable race.
We should dip into the online mode as well and test ourselves there, because
Talk to me. What do you think
I don't think you can really know how you're doing until you go online.
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely.
Hopefully the stream quality is okay today. I don't often stream from the PC, so I'm not sure how well it's all holding up, but it's okay on my screen.
After showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive.
Hashtag
with the other
blessed
teams.
on the podium.
They're certainly proving them. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good
Andy Red Bull
job
won,
put him
yes.
in amongst the pack, but it's the
We had a good battle with Bottas behind. Our fastest lap was kind of there or thereabouts. I put the difficulty to 85, by the way.
Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, I remember in quali when we did the 90 difficulty, Hamilton to the 127. So maybe this is a good one for us to practice and see, can we start doing 129s around Silverstone? And then maybe even get to the 128s. I think a good track for us to practice, and then we'll have to do Austria and Spa as well. I think I will be doing a lot more F1 2020 on stream coming up as we do the road to Lando. It'd be good to actually kind of race with him, be close to him. I mean, when we did the race yesterday on GT Sport, we were racing with some very, very fast drivers. I cannot tell you how fast those drivers are, especially the esports drivers. They are seriously quick. So I think we have the inherent pace at the moment, which is good. Definitely a lot better than a few months ago, but got to try and transfer it across to F1 2020. And do a race along. It's like in the Tour de France when they do people cycle along the side. Well, thanks so much for joining. Thanks, Andy, for being in the pit box. Maybe we'll do that again soon. I thought that worked really well. Hopefully there's a way that I can get a feed to you that's in real time. If I maybe can stream to you on Discord. We'll see if we can work that out. Thanks everyone else in the chat for your tips. We are racing Lando Norris for real. This is actually happening. 1 week to go to kind of get prepared. First race today, and I think we made good progress today. So if we can keep making progress at that rate, I'll be happy. But thanks everyone for joining. Do feel free to drop a like if you've got a like to give, if you enjoyed the stream. If you've got anything you want me to try out in F1 2020 or any tips, let me know. We're racing. I can't believe the standards that we're racing at the moment. And another important league race tonight with the Club 100 guys, some very, very fast drivers there. But thank you so much for joining. I'm going to end the stream here. I think Club 100 is going to start at 7:30, 8. I don't know. I need to check. I'm having dinner today, so keep an eye out for that one. I'll see you all later. The rest of the week is quite busy for me, to be honest. We've got SSBB on Friday, Sunday lobbies, and then from Sunday onwards, things are freed up a bit. So hopefully we'll get in place some kind of schedule. And I do like the F1 music too. Yeah, hopefully I won't get a copyright strike for that. But thank you so much for joining. Cheers, Andy, in particular, for helping us with all the tips on the pit wall. Hope you have a very good evening. Maybe see you later on. Otherwise, have a very good evening and see you next time.